Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Back to the 80s. This is another special themed episode. Tonight we talk about one of the biggest 80s ad icons. Certainly one of the biggest ad icons of my childhood. We're talking about, of course, McDonald's. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the golden, like that maybe, the golden arches. Ronald McDonald. The toys, the memorabilia, the memories. Tonight we go back in time, we talk about McDonald's and what it meant to our childhoods. All that tonight and more on Back to the 80s.
It was a decade when Marty McFly had to get back to the future, rocking our Walkmans, losing our minds over Rubik Cubes, and Mr. T pitying a whole bunch of fools. A time when we were all moonwalking, when arcades ruled and two Italian plumbers would save the home video console empire. We all asked those burning, pivotal questions. Where's the beef? And who shot JR? Saturday morning heroes who saved our school's shattered souls. Yes, the food, TV, movies, toys, games, cartoons, everything. Take a look back, year by glorious neon illuminated year, as Jason Nupp takes you back to the 80s.
Welcome back, everybody. That's right, tonight we go back in time to talk about, I don't know, one of the most important. We've done shows where we talk about 80s food and actually I did a show a couple of years ago where I sat down here and ate a bunch of 80s food. But when I was thinking of ideas of things to go back and revisit, that's going to be a little subcategory of this Back to the 80s series that I'm doing. We still have to talk about 1980 hodgepodge products, video games, things like that. We're going to get to that, but the sub shows are going to be just memories of these iconic companies, maybe that pop into my head. And McDonald's was certainly a huge part of my childhood. And still today, I try, it still holds a really special place in my heart today. Obviously not as much as back then, but it's still an important place today. And I wanted my kids to experience McDonald's as well, despite it not being, I guess we've learned more about diet and nutrition and all of that stuff that we didn't seem to be too impacted by back then. But despite all that, I still make McDonald's a part of my kids' lives from time to time, of course. But tonight we'll talk about the McDonald's memories. We will talk about the Happy Meal toys, the products, the memorabilia, and pretty soon I've got a surprise for you. I recently picked up a couple of more McDonald's pieces, a couple of more pieces of McDonald's memorabilia that I didn't think I would buy. I don't know. What happens with me is I see a post on Instagram or Facebook or something, and I immediately say, "Ooh, I have to have that," and then I go on eBay and I buy it. And I guess that is I guess eBay is such a wonderful thing for somebody like me because you see something that really, when you see what I'm talking about, it really shouldn't exist. The couple of pieces that I added recently shouldn't exist. Based on what they are and how they're used, they shouldn't exist. But because of eBay and because of, lunatic collectors and hoarders and all, they exist. And now I have some. And I'm very excited about it. But so first off, wow, we are hitting the greatest time of the year. We have just passed Halloween. We are approaching Thanksgiving, and to me, Thanksgiving is really just Christmas, Christmas light. because we November is the first month that we start celebrating Christmas. So we are currently 3 days into Christmas light, and as soon as we turn the corner in November, we'll be full on Christmas. But this time of year, McDonald's and childhood really go together in my mind, because Christmas time, McDonald's really seemed to bring out the products, bring out the fun, and bring out the commercials. Some of the McDonald's commercials from Christmas time are still tear jerkers today. And again, because of the beauty of things like YouTube, we can go back and we can watch some of these McDonald's Christmas commercials that really just get the emotions flowing and really take you back. In fact, let's take a closer look right now at some of my favorite McDonald's commercials. Are you wiping the tears away like me? Are those not some of the most beautiful memories, beautiful relics of childhood? They bring us back. Just that, some of the music and the song and the jingle and the ice skating one. That's the best. But that again, it really captures times of innocence. Days long ago, McDonald's was a big part of Christmas, and as we approach Christmas, I think of McDonald's, and I think of some of the commercials, and I think of the decorations of the store and some of the promotions that they put on. Look, back then, obviously we knew about nutrition. Obviously we knew about carbs and diet, and but for some reason, whatever reason, there wasn't an obsessive push to eliminate unhealthy foods. There was not this crazy, insane push to make us all turn away from fast foods or processed foods or preservatives and things like that. And I can't think that they are as deadly and as dangerous as we are led to believe today. So back then, McDonald's was not dangerous in any parent's eyes. McDonald's was a treat. McDonald's was a staple. And it certainly was in my life. Now, did I eat McDonald's every single day? No, of course not. Did I eat it once a week? No, not at all. I mean, maybe today I do. But back then, absolutely not. And so when it did happen, it was an event. And it was an event because of the advertising. It was an event because of those commercials. We were going to a place that had characters, that had a playland. And that's a whole nother conversation. The McDonald land, the playland, whether it was indoors or outdoors, was some of the best times you would have as a kid. So we were going to this place that was clearly marketed towards us, towards kids, with all of the characters, with all of the toys, with the commercials. We were going to a place that was marketed towards us, and it was a treat. And not only that, but the food was wonderful. The food was fantastic. It was an event. This is a time, guys, when we are not eating out as often. Okay, eating out for us, and I talked about this a couple of years ago in the food show. Eating out for us was an event. going out to dinner, whether it be a sit-down restaurant or whether it be a fast food place like McDonald's, going out to eat was an event. And so it was special. It was something that didn't happen all the time. And McDonald's is also one of those meals that your mom grabs on the way home because, she's running late from work and she doesn't want to cook. And so what do? You swing by the drive-thru and you get yourself some McDonald's. And nothing was better back then than a Happy Meal. A Happy Meal that came in these beautiful, beautiful child stimulating boxes, and usually contained a surprise, a toy that, just like today, was based on something that was popular, based on something that we had to have. We needed to have that toy because it was a popular item of the day. And what I have here are two of my favorite McDonald's Happy Meal themes. This is my all-time favorite. The Berenstain Bears Happy Meal set is my favorite. And unfortunately, I had all four of the toys. It came with all four bears: Mama, Papa, brother, and sister bear, and came with an accessory for each bear. Mama Bear had a shopping basket. Papa Bear had a wheelbarrow. Sister Bear had a bike, I believe. Sister Bear had... What the heck did she have? I can't remember what Sister Bear had. Brother Bear had a skateboard, kind of like a scooter type thing. What the heck did Sister Bear have? I know it. I can't think of it. But anyway, I had all those. I had them here. They were in the modern collection. But for some reason, Liam, when he was a little bit younger, wanted them and loved them. And so I gave them to him, and what happens when you give a 4 or 5 year old some of your valuable toys? They disappear. So I am currently without my Berenstain Bears McDonald's set, and I need it back. I must have it back. But what it did back in the day was it came with this little... it came with a couple things. It came with a Schoolhouse Happy Meal box, and also came with the Berenstain Bears House Happy Meal box. And what I did, I distinctly remember, I absolutely remember having all four bears and having a box. And I'm probably a little older. I mean, what was this? This was 87. Okay, 87. So I am 11 years old when I am playing with the Berenstain Bears Happy Meal toys and box. I'm 11. But mind you, my sisters are 2 years older apiece, so I've got younger sisters, and I'm still 11, right? Remember, this is not 2020's 11, where I'm, totally grown up already. This is 1987 11, where I am still a kid and totally okay with being a kid. So what I would do is I would take the figures and I would cut up the box and make it their house, right? So I would cut a door in the box and maybe even cut I maybe cut one wall off or something so you could play. So I basically played dollhouse with the Berenstain Bears Happy Meal toys and their box. And that has stuck in my mind for decades, and that's why I love these figures, because I actually played with them for probably a short period of time. I mean, a couple of days, I assume. But when we got home from McDonald's and we had our toys and we had our boxes, I was cutting this thing up and making it a Berenstain Bears fort, and I love that. So Berenstain Bears play kids meal there, Happy Meal is very important. This one was a Christmas present from a couple of years ago. This is the Back to the Future animated series Happy Meal, and this is from 1991. So this jumps out of the 80s, but still captures one of the greatest franchises of the 80s, the Back to the Future franchise. And when the animated series came out around 1991, it became a Back to the Future McDonald's promo. It became a Happy Meal. And so with that came some of the coolest Happy Meal toys. This is the Back to the Future animated series Happy Meal toys. And I'll give you guys a closer look probably as I'm talking here. But these are the Back to the Future toys, and these are awesome. These are fantastic, and they go with this box. So, in addition, the Berenstain Bears, the Back to the Future, the Muppet Babies, Happy Meal toys. After 18 years of collecting, I still do not have all of the McDonald's Muppet Babies Happy Meal toys. And I absolutely must have them because I have this Miss Piggy in her car. And yes, of course, she comes out of her car. But there were two lines. There were two runs of this. This is 1986. We had a Gonzo with tricycle. We had a Fozzie Bear with his horse, his riding horse on wheels. Kermit, I believe, came with a skateboard. And then we have Miss Piggy in her car. And I only have Miss Piggy. I don't know why. These are not expensive. These are like $10 on eBay. And if you get lucky, you can like get the whole set for $10, $12. So we need that. We need that. If you're digging down in your basement and you find some Bernstein Bears or some Muppet Babies Happy Meals, let me know. I will purchase them from you. A couple of other fun little items here. The food. I always loved the food Happy Meal toys. And these were kind of like, Transformer type things. Transformers, obviously, the rage back in the day. These are from 1990. So again, a little bit past my, 90 is still. How the heck do you get these things open? Let's see if we can figure out how to... This is why I never liked Transformers. Because I didn't know how to transform them. Here's the hotcakes, I don't know, pterodactyl, maybe? I don't know. The hotcakes packaging turns into this awesome little flying thing. We'll figure out how to put him back. There we go. Right, and then it becomes, the hotcakes. That's awesome. And we've got, these are the older ones. This is 86, where they made the burgers. And so this is the Quarter Pounder with cheese. And that turns into this little... yeah, that's pretty much it. It turns into that. This little monster guy. 86 is more on the Transformers being hot. So we got that. We've got the 6-pack of Chicken McNuggets that turns into a turtle, it looks like, or an alligator. And his little legs come out. Somehow, there they go. So we got the Chicken McNuggets that turns into this thing. Alligator, crocodile, turtle, whatever. Chicken McNuggets. And we've got the carton of milk, we've got the ice cream, we've got the fries, we've got the soda. Love that. Love those. And then these burgers that turn into something somehow. So these legs come out like this, like that. And there you go. There's your little creature. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. And then we've got these nuggets, the McNuggets. This was a Halloween. These were Halloween treats. So the McNuggets would become, ghouls. And, each Happy Meal would feature a McNugget with, costumes. So here's your delicious nugget. And then for Halloween, you dress them up in this alligator crocodile costume. There you have it. And then this one is, a monster, a one-eyed monster. You put the mask on, he becomes the scary one-eyed monster. And again, we're taking closer looks at these. So this was so great because, and I can't be one of those people that says, the Happy Meal toys have gotten so much worse. There was a period of time when they fell off a little bit, but honestly, they're better than ever. Yes, of course, I love the Miss Piggy, and yes, of course, I love the Back to the Future and the food. But quality-wise, they're great today. I mean, we get them. They came out with they had a Super Mario Brothers line a couple of years ago. They were fantastic. Right now, they have the Marvel figures, which are great. The big head Marvel figures, wonderful. Hot Wheels they'll do. I mean, they're still very much keeping up with good quality Happy Meal toys, and I'm glad to see that. I'm glad that it hasn't transitioned into something, to be less aimed at children, right? Yes, they've made changes to the Happy Meal. Yes, when I go through the drive-thru and I order the Happy Meal for my 4-year-old, I get my choice of apple slices or Go-Gurt, and we skip both of those and we get extra fries. That's an option. So we're bypassing the You can't have Go-Gurt with your McDonald's. I'm not doing that. I'm not eating. If I'm gonna go, I'm going all in. Right? I'm not going to have the unhealthy cheeseburger and the unhealthy fries and then chase it down with Go-Gurt and make myself feel better. I'm not doing that. So we don't do that. The mugs, the glasses. McDonald's was always great. All of the fast food chains, the big three, Wendy's and Burger King, McDonald's, they all came with the mugs. And these were not free. These were not part of the Happy Meal. But it always seemed around Halloween or Christmas time, they would do mugs and glasses, and you could buy each one for a very low price. I mean, I'm thinking like $1.99 back then. Maybe at the most $4, $3.99. But with a purchase, right? So you'd go and you'd get your food and you'd grab a collector's mug, and they certainly did become collectible. Not as much as people think. All you flea market sellers, right? All you eBay sellers, your McDonald's mugs are not worth, $20, $30, $40. Okay, the most I'm buying a mug for is about $5. So don't get crazy. But this one is actually right outside of the 80s. This is 1978, and this was the Garfield promo. And these are not mugs. These are kind of like little coffee cups, and I love these. I don't have the whole line. I don't need the whole line. I won't chase the whole line. I'm good with the one that I have. And we had them all. We had, I believe, E.T. had mugs. I'm looking at the Care Bears. That might have been from Burger King. I do have this mug. This is actually a Hamburglar mug. This is, again, not from the 80s. This is 1977 Hamburglar mug. So when I see them, I'll grab it. I won't get many more, but if I see it at a Savers or a Goodwill for a couple of bucks, I'll grab them. I see them everywhere at toy shows and flea markets for $12, $14 a piece, and I'm not doing that. Now, so I then got into some memorabilia because there were things that McDonald's put out back then that were a huge part of childhood, part of the going to McDonald's experience. The Happy Meal boxes were the first things that I was thankful for eBay for, because think about it, these shouldn't exist, right? They were given to a kid. The kid either threw it out after he was done with his meal, or put it in his bedroom thinking he was going to play with it for the rest of his life, and by about 8 o'clock that night it was destroyed and thrown out. And if you happen to keep it as a kid, you're tossing that thing out when you're a little older. So the fact that many of these survived, I'm very thankful for. In fact, there are some that have never been put together. I don't know, former McDonald's employees who hoarded a whole bunch of Happy Meals boxes. They're available. They're available on eBay. They're flat. Some of them are in packaging, shrink wrap that they originally came in. And I think that's great. That makes me happy to be a collector, that I can go and get these things on eBay. I grabbed these things maybe last year. These were the drink trays that you would get. You can see there's a section there for your drink, and you would get these trays, and you'd have your little drink, and right here you could have your burger and your fries, right here. And I believe that these were promo items. Now, so this is one of either two things is going on. Either these were promo items and you could buy them like you could the mug, or these are actually trays from McDonald's that you would then hand in after you were done eating them. Right? well, not eating them, that would be hard to chew, but eating your meal, you would turn these trays back in. And so again, I'm thankful that things like this actually survive. There's a couple of other pieces of memorabilia that are really McDonald's memory producing. And I have them. They're tucked away in a drawer somewhere. The hand puppets. The plasticky hand puppets that it was like a glove, a really thin plastic that you would wear, and it was, a character from McDonald's. I have a few of those. Believe it or not, I have no interest in smoking. I don't smoke. But there's ashtrays from McDonald's that are on eBay that are clear memory producers for me. Because again, this is back in a time on another planet where you could smoke inside of a building. So while you're sitting there eating your Happy Meal, Grandma and Aunt Sally are puffing down their Benson hedges, next to you, blowing all the smoke in your face. And so you got the double cancer going on, right? You got the McDonald's cancer, and then you got the smoke cancer. But the ashtrays, the little gold ashtrays that were on the McDonald's tables, I actually want one of those off of eBay just because it's a real memory producer. Now, the reason for this impromptu McDonald's show is a couple of things that I got, a couple of items that I got to show you. And I am thrilled that they are mine. And I had no thought of getting these anytime soon until I saw a post on Instagram where somebody had an empty container. And so I jumped on eBay, and what do you know? There are empty styrofoam McDonald's food containers available on eBay. Would I be crazy enough to spend $10, $20, $30 on styrofoam? I think you know. I think you know the answer to that. Ladies and gentlemen, I am now the proud owner of an authentic, vintage, 80's Big Mac styrofoam container. That's right. This is it. This is how we were served our Big Macs back in the day. And let me tell you, as a kid, as I got a little older, 7, 8, 9 years old, to go to McDonald's and order the little kid burgers was an absolute insult. As I got older, 9 years old, there was no way I was ever going backwards in eating a cheeseburger. No way was that ever going to happen. At 9, it was Big Mac. I had to eat the adult sandwich. I could not settle for the kid sandwich. My sisters would get the little cheeseburger and the little fries. I had to jump into the adult world. I had to have the Big Mac. And, that's still where we sit today. Big Mac styrofoam container off eBay is now mine. That doesn't stop there, no indeed, because before you have the Big Mac for lunch, you got to have the big breakfast. We've got the scrambled eggs, sausage, and hash browns. So this is your big breakfast without hotcakes. Okay, this is your scrambled eggs, your sausage, and your hash browns without hotcakes. That would be the big breakfast with hotcakes. This is without. So we've got this we've got the lid, and we've got the styrofoam container. And inside, you had your scrambled eggs, you had your hash brown, and you had your sausage. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, 2 of the newest additions to the McDonald's collection, a styrofoam Big Mac container and a styrofoam big breakfast container. How on earth do things like this survive? 30 years, ladies and gentlemen, close to 40 years. How do these things survive? I have no idea. It's styrofoam. It's styrofoam. Who is keeping these things around? How are they not getting thrown out? How are they not destroyed? And how am I able to still purchase them? Now, this thing I can't open. I won't open it. It's got the little tab. It's got the little tab that's keeping it closed, and I know exactly what will happen if I try to open this. That little tab will break off. So this is going to stay closed. This, I'm never going to put together. because if I try to put it together, I know what's going to happen. The tab is going to break off. So we're just going to set it right on top and display it. Beautiful, beautiful McDonald's collectibles. A beautiful place, a beautiful icon of childhood, McDonald's. Still a part of my life today, like I said. Still a part of my children's lives today. Liam and I usually swing by McDonald's every Sunday. After our bowling league, we go out for lunch. What are you into? You like the McChicken. You don't have to come on the camera. Oh, you do. Okay.
My favorite is the Big McChicken. It's so good.
You like the McChicken?
Yep.
It's so good. You get the fries?
Yep, I get the big fries.
Yes, you do. And you usually crush it. And
Yes.
you've never had, because you can't have dairy,
Yes.
so you've actually never had other McDonald's items. You've not had a hamburger, you've not had,
Yeah.
have you had chicken nuggets?
Yes,
Yeah?
I had a couple times when I was little,
Okay.
like 7 or 5 years old.
7 or
6.
5, okay. Or 6 even. Yes, okay. Well, thank you. Thanks for coming in. We'll see you. Take
Yeah,
care.
take away.
Okay, so yeah, and then we bring home the 4-year-old gets the cheeseburger. You like your cheeseburger Happy Meal, don't you, Finn? Why don't you come on?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell them what you like? What do you like to eat from McDonald's?
Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger. We'll see you later. Cheeseburger
the
Happy
cat
Meal.
eyes.
All right, stop. Cheeseburger Happy Meal. Double fries and the apple juice. That's okay. And Dad eats the whole menu. I'll tell you. But what I've discovered recently is you get a cheeseburger for like $1.49. You get your McChicken, which to me is still the best chicken sandwich that you can buy. That's right, Chick-fil-A. Thank you very much. Goodbye. $1 chicken sandwich at McDonald's. So I get the cheeseburger, I get the McChicken, and we do a little combo. We put them together. We get a little chicken, little beef. You take one bun off, you take the other bun, you squish them together, and you got a delicious creation. You get your fries, and you eat them up. And sometimes I go crazy. Sometimes I get the quarter pounder deluxe. Around Lent or whenever they do that thing, I get like a $2 fish sandwich when they put those are the best. The McDonald's fish sandwiches, dripping with melted tartar sauce. Tremendous. Here's a little hack for you, in case you didn't know. I have to drink constantly while I'm eating. I can't. I need constant liquid. You get your large Coke, no ice, ladies and gentlemen, because then you truly get your large soda. You put ice in it, boom, your soda drops to miserable levels. It's ice cold. It's ice cold coming out of the machine. You do not need ice at your fast food places. Order it with no ice. You get the true large. You can drink it for days. It's delicious. What else do we love? What else is great? The Big Mac is still a winner. Chicken nuggets are still on my top 10 foods of all time list, which might be a show coming up. Who knows? But McDonald's is still alive and kicking in our family. It always will be. We will never turn our backs on McDonald's. It is an icon of childhood, and as you can see, we're loaded up with the goodies here. So go out and get yourself some McDonald's tonight. I think I'm going to swing by there and get something fancy, get something nice, get something real nice for myself tonight, a treat, maybe for the children too.
Yeah.
And until our next episode, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the golden arches. We'll see you all next time. Thanks for hanging out. This has been Back to the 80s. A good night now.